So I bet you're curious what I'm doing by now, probably, maybe, who knows. So we got these little nippers. We're gonna take those nippers and we're gonna cut down all our thistles. So if you've seen the short from 2-3 days ago, maybe 4, you will know that I was spraying some weeds and thistles to be specific. So with that information, we are going to be cutting thistles in today's video because we got a brush hog, our pasture. Now we're not going to do this one because they're a little bit tall. I'll get down there in the pasture and kind of talk a little bit more about that there. So if you're new here, my name is Cooper. Welcome back to Cooper Ranching, and let's start ranching, old son. Stop by for a little quick stop, a little bit of distance with the tractor before we head on down. So next time you see me, we'll be down in the pasture. See you. Alright, so I'm down here now, and you're probably wondering why I have like a long sleeve on. So I got a long sleeve because if you ever mess with thistles, you'll know that they're extremely itchy. And so bull needles and thistles are both extremely itchy. I will try to find a bull needle somewhere and show you what a bull needle looks like, because not everyone, I think, knows what a bull needle looks like. And you'll for sure see these thistles. There's some like right in front of me over here. They're itchy, so I'm wearing long sleeves, gloves to protect my hands. I cut them with those cutters. Dikes is what we call them. I don't know if they have like a popular another name, but we call them dikes. So long sleeves so don't itch, gloves so don't itch. And a fun fact, I actually have different type of skin. I think they call it eczema or something. Like I itch extremely horribly. So it might itch a normal person just a little bit for an hour or two. It might itch me all darn day. In my experience of these, so I really have to be careful. So let's cut these and I'll show you what it looks like. Darn these gloves. So the ones that you're seeing now is some ones I cut earlier today. Oh, they're itchy tooth gloves. Should have brought a pair of pitchfork. That might work. I'll have to do that. Ugh. So there was one right here, if you can tell. See where my foot is. So the point is, we're gonna try to cut these as low as we can. And here's one that's dead. It has these little. Trying to cut you off the flower. A thistle, they have a little purple flower on them. So the reason why I'm cutting these before we brush hog is because of that purple flower. See how big they are? They're full of seeds. So when you brush hog, it is just gonna spread those seeds everywhere. And you don't really want more of them. We're trying to get rid of them. So we don't want those seeds to keep spreading. And then I'll show you some more here. And this is the reason why we're brush hogging, is this fescue grass. So this fescue is a type of grass. It's actually really good grass. So all like here in the back It's like a far back pasture. This is our wheat field, if y'all might know that place. And then back there by that pond way back there, you know, so the pond's way back there. So that is all like this fescue grass, and it's all tall. So that's some of the shorter stuff. So it's kind of lay you, so you can kind of see this is pretty tall. That's a pretty good angle to tell. All that's taller. Me standing you up about eye level with me, all that's taller. It's hard to tell on camera. And all that stuff way over there is way tall. It's up there at about me on some spots, about right there. So and then this is what an actual thistle looks like. So here's some thistles. You can tell that she's kind of trying to flower up right here, starting to there. Here's just a whole bunch of them. So when they start to grow, they just kind of grow like wildflowers. They kind of grow in groups, and there's a whole bunch of them. So we're wanting to brush hog this. I don't think I've talked about this, but with this grass, it's a good grass to have for your cows. It's really good for them. But when it gets as tall as this is, it actually has a little bit of poison in it. And yeah, I don't think it will kill a cow, but there's a very chance. You know, sure, you're taking like 90%, it won't do it, but you're left with that 10% of it could. So they've not been out here in a long time because it's been raining too much. It's been raining for the last month. This is when we get a lot of our heavy rain, right around this time of the year, the spring. So we haven't been out here able to brush hog or really get out here and do nothing. So the grass is just grow like wild. So it's got tall, it's got thick, it's got to have hands. So the cows haven't been in here. We've shut the grate off down there, and now it's about at the point where it has that poison. Now it might not do it, but it is, and we don't like our pastures to be this overgrown. So we're gonna brush hog that down so the cows can get in here, eat some, get some nice nutritions, and have some taller grass. Because you know, over there they are, if y'all can tell, you can kind of see them. There's not as much grass there. So we're not gonna mow it real short, but we're not gonna mow it too tall neither. So we can get rid of all the poison, because when it gets that tall, and then, but we're just gonna spray it. And why we are not going ahead and spraying it is because these thistles, when they're that tall, it takes like 2 weeks for them to start dying. Just start. So get a hold of them now, get them gone. A whole lot more work for me than it is Pop, but you know. So we're gonna cut those. Those are the reasons why we're doing this. So you know, and they look ugly. They take nutrition from your grass. They seed out, you know. So just no good. They itch. You know, don't want something run to the fence. Have to fix it and then mess with those too, you know. They also, if you've never heard of them, they also like pretty sandy ground. This isn't a real sandy ground. It's not overly sandy. This is like a sandy loam, I'd say. It's really more of kind of a sandy loam here. Sure is out there in that pasture. I don't know, it's not a true stand. If y'all been in our roping pasture, it is definitely sand, real sandy. There's bits of like red dirt and clay in here, which kind of makes it strange. So it stays more wet in that area because that's kind of where it is. And then out here, so also probably another month we'll start disking that up. Y'all start seeing some of those videos. There's our hay bales over there if you're curious. It made 60 some bales, so I haven't talked about that. So let's get back into all these thistles. So when I cut these, I normally have to make 2 cuts so I can knock it down and get it out of my way, and then come back down here and get it at the bottom so you can kind of get the root of your thistle. Now I got a good grip of that. I might as well just run her over here and dump it off because it's hard to get a grip of it. So, there she goes. So now we can pick the rest of it up and cut the rest of it down. Get out. I think y'all kind of see the point of this. I'm gonna, here in a minute, I'm gonna try to get a couple more of these, and then we'll get a trailer dump, and then we'll get this bucket dumped and dump her over there. So, well, got the first load, and ready to go in here and start dumping. Oh, also a good fact, when you swing gates like that, it's not always good on your hinges. Kind of gotta know your gates. These are pretty heavy and stout, but it's also so you know, just kind of know your gates as you're gonna do that. A lot of thinner gates is not a good thing. Heavier gates is all right. Like the worst spots because these are out in the middle of the pasture and you're gonna hit these when you're brush hogging. You know, those ones in the fence rows, you know, way down there, especially right here, you can kind of avoid those because they're in the fence rows, but you can't avoid these, you know. These are out in the middle of the pasture, so these are the worst spots. We're going to cut these down, do probably a little quick time lapse and that kind of stuff, so stay tuned. Out here picking up some more of these weeds. I'm out here by the pond. You know, isn't there some dye or something I can put in here and make this less brown, because this is pitiful. This is like basically straight dirt. I don't know, this goes to these fields, so it might not be worth it, but I don't know. A couple people's asked us to fish this, but I don't think there's any fish in here. A couple, I don't know any stores of it going dry. I knew a couple guys said they came down here and fished and asked us for 2 or 3 hours and never got no bites, so there might not be anything in here. They might not got any nibbles. I do see a bunch of turtles every time I brush hog this, so when we start brush hogging this later, we might see some turtles. I've only seen a couple. My grandpa has seen some big ones, some very big ones. So there is a bunch of times they're right over there on that hill. So I don't know if there's any in there or not. It kind of be neat. I'm not much of a fisherman though. If I was, I probably would try to fix it up. But pretty shady out here though. Cows do like it. I have seen a couple snakes. There's always 2 groups of ducks and a bunch of turtles. And I do know turtles ruin fishing holes, so here's that. So we got us a little pile here. I'm still gotta pick him up. I want to focus on. There he is. Still gotta get him. Just looking through here, I don't see very many more. But there's still a bunch over there in that fence row I have not got yet. I've been trying to focus on getting this field so we can brush hog it. So, alright, I'll get back to work. So if you're curious what kind of music I listen to, since y'all probably remember seeing that speaker I threw in here when he was getting some stuff ready, I'll listen about anything. I'll listen nearly anything. You know, I really like 80s and 70s and some 60s country, 90s, you know. 2000s is when it starts to get in the end, no, for me. Some of it's okay, some of it's not. Today's country I don't like at all. But I'll also, like, what's strange to some people is when they find out that I listen to other stuff, they're like, what? Because I do listen a little bit of AC/DC and Def Leppard and Darken. So, you know, my uncle kind of got me in that. You know, when he was rodeoing, you know, he graduated, you know, in 79 or 73, something like that. So, you know, he was rodeoing in the 80s and stuff and 90s, you know. So, you know, he had that older country, and, you know, that stuff, for some people, put them to sleep. Doesn't mean some people it does. So, he was getting tired of it, and he found AC/DC and Def Leppard, and he introduced me to them. You know, Darken, and I found out a lot of people don't know about Darken. So, you know, I listened to them, yeah, and then Rat's the one, AC/DC, Def Leppard, Darken, Warren, a little bit of Warren, not much, just little. You know, Uncle Tom's Cabin, great song. But I also listened to Zach Bryan, Tyler Childers, those kind of people. You know, earlier today I was listening to Marvel Man. You know, that song, that's a great song. You know, I listen to, you know, Texas country, red dirt country, that kind of stuff. So I'll basically listen to a bunch of different stuff, you know. My uncle also got me listening to a little bit of Tupac, so I'll listen to a little Tupac, a little Ice Cube, some of that stuff, you know. So I'm mainly in the older type, if you can tell, the older type of music. Bunch of people, if you know me, will say you are an old man. I mean, how many people graduating high school wearing pearl snaps and stuff? So I'm working pearl snaps, cowboy pearl snaps. My nicest shirts are pearls. So. I am old man fashion, I guess you could say. All right, let's get back in here. Well, I'm gonna go dump the pile I got now, and then I'm gonna go eat some dinner or some lunch, you know, supper. Not supper, but dinner, and then we'll come back down here, and I want to brush hog some. I still got quite a bit of these. I don't know if I'll brush hog a little bit and then get these another time. I don't know. I'm already ready. It's a decent day. Not a bad day to wear a long sleeve, you know, as windy as it is. So, might as well just take care of it now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all know. Y'all figure out what I did. Then the video. So, see you then. It's time to go back to work, and I'm going to go back in this tractor, and we're going to get the rest of those limbs, or those thistles, I mean, and then I think I'll pick up this video back when I get in this tractor, because I think I'll get done with fence rows and get to do some at night, but maybe I won't, so who knows. See you then. What I was going to show you the bull needle looks like. That's a bull needle. So it has those little white flowers on it, and it has that. So this field is really bad if I had them, and this is a really sandy ground. So that's the bull needle, bull needle, bull needle. It has those little white flowers on top of them. So they have those little white flowers on top of them, and the thistle has those purple ones that I've been doing. So we've been getting those all day. So we just got done with all the brush and stuff out here. So now I can finally brush hog. Hallelujah. Been looking for this all day. I don't mind brush hogging. I really like tractor work. it has an air conditioner. This one does not, as you can tell. So I like the other tractor just a little better. But neither one of them have radio at work, so you have to bring a Bluetooth speaker. So yeah, so I'll see y'all when I get up there. Hey Rooster, how are you, buddy? There's old Rooster. Digger. I've heard those are weird names for dogs, but I don't know. I guess normal with us. What do you think? These are my grandpa's onions. This is his little raised bed, and then we have another garden over there. It's in the ground. This is the raised bed garden. Tomatoes. Here's these green onions. And then some radishes. I'm not much of a garden person. I don't like gardening. I hate the weeds. I'm not big on the planting. And I sure hate weeding out the weeds. I don't know. And these, it's a pain for me to weed it around. And over there, it's just hard on your back and knees and everything. And I don't like it. I like my kind of planting and farm work is with the tractor. Something like this. Something that has an air conditioner. That's my kind of planting. But, whew, it is warm in here. Kind of not surprised though, because this tractor has been sitting here for about a day. So let's turn. Alright, so the air conditioner's on. It's blowing hot air, so I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. So yeah, now we're gonna head down there. Get started, and my main goal with this is to make sure that I want it pretty short, but I don't want it making lines. And what making lines means is digging in the ground, actually working up a little dirt. So I kind of wish it was a little shorter, but I think if it was, I'd till up ground. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. And there we are. So let's keep making our inroads, and that means our outside rows of defense, and then we'll pick up back with you. I probably could get a little bit closer to that pond, but I knew a buddy would stink the tractor in the field one time, and that about terrified me from all things that you could tear up stuff. I know it's not very deep around there, but I don't know, it just kind of makes me nervous. Everybody, kind of has their own opinions. That cliff way back over there on the other side of that field, if y'all remember that, I think I've showed that in some older videos, like probably over a year. So I don't know if any of y'all really remember that, but it's a pretty good cliff. It's maybe 50-20 foot. I don't know how really deep it is, but I don't know, some people are nervous about water and some aren't. So who knows? I mean, the road's alright, so just working on her and just getting her done, old son, out here. Just brush hogging, son. This stuff is, this is pretty cool. So, first getting it, I'll have to get that over this junk stuff too, but yeah. Oh, did I ever tell you about the story of Cap getting locked in that shed? That'll be another video. This video's probably gone on long enough. Well, Pop just took over the tractor. He just took over. So if you're curious, he's been helping my uncle in his mowing business mowing today. So I've been doing all this work while he's been gone. We started a fire over there of all those weeds and thistles I got. He's brush hogging, and I'm gonna go saddle up the horse. That horse I've been riding. Lately. I'm gonna saddle him up and ride him at night. We got some cows gotta gather up tomorrow, and we want him tired as he can be. So, want him a little bit tired. I did come back and get a little bit more of that, as you can tell. So, we want him pretty tired, and he's gonna take over brush hogging here, and I'm gonna go do chores, feed everything, and ride him. So I'm gonna stop over here and show you the fire. I'm gonna check out how good she's a rolling. Looks like he found a couple logs to throw on her. She was pretty big for when he started. I think she's slowing down a little bit. Wonder if he has any diesel left back here. I'll throw some on. No, we're out of diesel. There's our old sprayer. We spray fence rows of that, or you can spot spray if you like, but we rather spray it back in the tractor if you can. So there's that little fire. I'm gonna change her in high gear. We can run back to the house real fast, a little bit faster. There he is. So that's gonna be the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Hopefully it was entertaining enough. I hope I didn't bore you with time lapses and a bunch of weeds, because I was a little bored. But I think sometimes watching something that's a little boring can kind of be a little bit more entertaining as a video. Hopefully I did good enough for y'all will like it a little bit more. So yeah, it looks really nice. Everything's looking pretty good around here. I did quite a bit of work, I feel like, today, and now it's time to do a little bit more. So hope you enjoyed it. See y'all on the next one, and y'all keep ranching on, son.